did really well last night with my project and it's almost completely done. So I have this tiny little bit simply because some of the stores that I'm needing to go to today are not quite open yet. So I figured, you know what, we're gonna bring this and work on it. But like, look at that. It is almost done. 2 panels, gonna connect them together. That's it. It ended up making a big enough sleeve too. I was a little worried about that, but I don't think at this point I am gonna alter my pattern in any way, shape, or form because we just need to get finished. Hopefully this is the last of my impromptu shopping moments because I went through my entire makeup kind of set up for any of my packing. I was really trying to wait until Wednesday to do all my packing and set everything out because I know once I start playing around with the outfits, I'm gonna have so many other ideas and I'm gonna want to start a ton of last minute projects, which these are already last minute. I mean, it is Monday. I'm leaving on a Thursday. So I really don't have that much time. And we might be going to Joann's too today. I don't know. We'll see how I feel after all of this. But anyways, my makeup kit, I went through that and realized that I have no liquid lipstick. Like this is it. And this one is basically dead. So I got a little bit out this morning, but she is all gone. If I would have had the foresight to just look in my drawer, normally I have a ton of this, which is Caviar from MAC, and then I have Creatures Cosmetics. That is my absolute favorite black liquid lipstick. I definitely would have ordered more of that, but I just didn't even look in my extras drawer because I was like, I have plenty of them. I have a ton of it. No, I have none. Like this is it. So we're gonna stop in Ulta really quick, get some of that. I think foundation too. I'm gonna grab that just to be on the safe side. I think this one, I've been using it since the beginning of April. So yeah, we're just gonna grab another one. But then that's it. I should be good and ready to go back to the yarn dungeon all day today. And it's a beautiful day for creativity, which is good and bad because like when it's rainy, dreary out like this, prime time for me to create different projects and just kind of flow. Maybe I'll stop at one of the thrift stores that's like right around the corner here. I don't have to go that far at all. See if they have any DVDs that I'm interested in, which would encourage me to stay in the yarn dungeon, finish my projects. I really don't have that much left, but if I start another project, it's gonna delay all of them. So if I get 3 movies, I think 3 would be good. That would be plenty of time and everything would be finished. Of course, they didn't have it in store. The only thing that I was really there for was the liquid lipstick. They didn't even have that entire line. So I don't know if they're rebranding, repackaging, what they're doing. We're trying a brand new one. We'll see if this works, but this is the only other one that they had, Maybelline Superstay Matte Ink. I don't know. So we're gonna go home, try this out for the day. At least I have a couple more days that I could probably try. Like if it doesn't work, I'll go to a different Ulta here. Got the Pore Blending Sunscreen. I don't know. It's primer that has sunscreen in it, and I like this brand. We need as much sunscreen as absolutely possible. Just gonna keep on layering it up. Needed some matte finishing spray too. Says 16 hours. Another product that I haven't used. This is gonna be an entire festival of trying new products. Last minute. I don't know how that's gonna go. Oh, the one thing that I didn't even have on my list because like, oh, they never have it in store. Clear transparent lipstick liner. This is Ulta's brand, actually. Pretty affordable, and I normally buy these online and get like 10 at a time because it's my favorite. It helps keep everything in line, and then that way I don't have to have it be colored and go over top of that. Right now I'm using one that is white, which kind of dulls the edges, does the opposite effect. I mean, it holds everything in place so it doesn't feather out. That was a happy surprise anyways. But the lipstick, I don't know, we'll see how that works. I am gonna get started on this project. It's fine, we have plenty of time. This is the Eddie Bauer Adventure Cotton, but it's exactly what I wanted. 100% organic cotton. It's very light. It's a number 2 fine. The only thing is, I'm not sure if my knitting machine is gonna love it or not. Sometimes it's fine with it, other times it fights me on it. So, okay, what I'm gonna do first, finish up the Nevermore crop top. I only have maybe 15 rows left. Finish that up, assemble, and then throw this on the knitting machine. 2 panels, no, we'll do 4 panels, 2 tubes, and then pull out every other stitch, which means I need to do a little math to figure out from my actual cropped cardigan to this version, because since I'm pulling out every other stitch, it's going to stretch it out quite a bit. So I think I can get away with just the 2 of each of these that I got. There's actually quite a bit in here. 590 yards of each. I don't think I'm even going to get into the second one because I'm going to go every other. We're going to do a little Wednesday Adam vibe here. Probably would have been okay with 1 of each color, but I don't want to come back. That would be the worst case scenario, having to run back here tomorrow when I really should be finished with all of this stuff. So 2 of each, and yes, we're gonna get started now. This is what happens when I do projects last minute and I don't have a clear direction. I end up starting the project over so many times. I think 4 in total yesterday. So I have at least a pretty good grasp on the yarn, if I like it or not. I ended up bumping it to a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook, thinking it doesn't really matter how airy it is. I'm gonna layer it, it's gonna be warm, we're fine. Still, even after finally deciding what I wanted to do, which was a sweater vest, or not a sweater vest, but just like a vest to go over top of whatever I'm wearing. Once I decided I wanted to make it into a vest, this is the only 2 pieces that I have done, and I think I'll need about 6 for the front and 6 for the back. Doing the math for all of the squares, I don't know that I'm gonna have time. And then also really the thing that takes the longest is assembling everything. Going back to the drawing board, I might just end up doing a plain top, maybe continuing using this yarn, or I remembered that I have some bamboo yarn, which it's a medium number 4, so I could use a 5.5 or even a 6.5 on it just to finish the top and the back. Then make some straps, which I'm gonna bust out my Lisette fork. I have to finish one anyways. Let me grab that. This little baddie I finished maybe a year or 2 ago, and it was just the slime green. So I added a little more length to the bottom and then also the back to kind of tie it all together. I have 2 different shirts that I'm thinking of throwing over top of it, but the part right here, I had a faux leather strap running through it. I am actually going to bust out my Lisette fork and make a cording for that with the glow-in-the-dark cotton yarn. So this entire thing is just going to be, it's a vibe. That one's completely done. What else do I need to work on? Oh yes, update on this. I am unfortunately not going to be able to wear this. They updated the weather. So when I looked at it a week ago, it said sunny, clear. It was going to be very, very hot, but sunny altogether. Now it's changed and it's going to be, except for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday is supposed to be rainy or overcast. And since this does have a little bit of wool in it, I don't want to risk it getting wet. I'm gonna finish it, but it's gonna be for another occasion, which makes me a little bit sad for this one because I really wanted to wear it. I mean, the color, the everything, it's so freaking cute. Summer is right around the corner for me though, so it is not gonna be wasted, that's for sure. And I have a couple of these squares, which either I will put them together and make them into a bucket hat or maybe like a crossbody bag. Haven't really figured that out yet, but this is gonna be one of those projects that I probably take with me, either work at the festival or while I'm in flight, something like that. This is gonna be like absolute last project that I work on type of deal. And if it doesn't get done, I definitely won't be shocked. I guess I could kind of do that with this one too. Just keep working away at it. And if I have to, because I'm gonna be sitting at the festival for a while, I could work on it. I don't know. We're gonna keep working on this one for now. One more thing just came in to add to my ever-growing list of things that I want to get done in the next 19 hours. Yes, I checked on my flight and it says 19 hours and counting, so we'll see. Not necessarily for a neck pillow, but for putting underneath my elbow when I'm crocheting, because when I'm at home, this is normally what I use. It's one of those little like boppies, and I just did a cover for it. It helps with posture, and it also helps keep stress off of my elbows and my neck and my back. Really, really helpful, especially for traveling in a car. But obviously, I'm not going to take this because it's just a little bit too big. I have used neck pillows in place of this before. For whatever reason, I can't find the one that I have, slash maybe I left it somewhere when I was traveling. That makes a lot more sense. It's a total memory foam one. So basically just gonna go on the side and then, oh, there we go. You can't really see it. Oh, it came with earplugs too. That's nice. I was thinking that I need to order some of those too. And then what is this? Oh, a sleep mask. Okay, so now we have a couple of things to cover. Ooh, that's really nice actually. It's like a little silky back, fleecy front there. Maybe I'll keep this exactly how it is. Ooh, yeah. That's really nice. My flight is not that long, so I'm not gonna need it for that. Okay, and then this has a lot of extras. I really would love to make a crochet cover for this to kind of go and match with my outfits. Okay, so we're gonna bump the bucket hat and the crossbody bag. That's gonna be absolute last minute, probably not even gonna get done today. And then this is gonna get pushed up front. I didn't think this was gonna come in time, actually. This was wishful thinking to have it. Oh, and does this part come off? Oh, heck yeah. There's a little zipper for it. I could either crochet over top of it, make it nice and easy, or actually we're doing that. I'm not even gonna go any direction. Nice and easy, that's where we're going with today. Good morning. We are at the day that I'm going to start packing. Need to get my carry-on ready and also my bag of yarn of everything that I'm going to be working on. Very excited for that aspect of it. What I'm not excited about is this makeup here. I did give it an entire go yesterday, and this lipstick just does not work for me. I'm going to give it a fair try when I come back. For right now, though, I'm just kind of crunch time. It doesn't work. So when I put it on, it was very sticky. It stayed sticky for a long time. Once it finally dried, even with the lip liner, it was almost completely gone after my first cup of coffee, which is not great and obviously is not going to work. So I have this one, which is my backup. It's also pretty sticky, but I think we're just going to have to go with this. There is another Ulta that is 25 to 30 minutes away from me. Maybe we'll go there and see if they have my MAC lipstick, because at this point, I don't want to even mess with it. However, tried this on, worked really, really well. Loved it. Didn't feel greasy, oily. It felt a little bit thick when I first put it on, so got a little nervous. I was like, oh my gosh, I tried all of these new things and none of the things are going to work. Great. I really should not have been trying this many new things either, but it is what it is, and that's how this trip is going, and we're fine with it. Just needs to set a little bit longer than some of my other primers for the extra 30 SPF. I will take that. What else did we get? Oh, the lip liner. Yes, solid. Finishing spray. I think this is just going to be nice because it feels like it's a little bit of cooling bit so throughout the day. Because my foundation didn't even break up. I should have taken like a little, hey, here's me at the end of the night. Totally forgot about that. I was just kind of focused on finishing this crop top, which didn't get done. But yeah, I would say it does help, just my foundation and keeping it all in place. Because sometimes like right around here and then around my nose, that's really where it affects it. And then add the heat on top of that. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But I did yesterday go to a coffee shop and it was really, really sunny out. Obviously, it's not gonna be the same sunny as it's gonna be in North Carolina. Got outside, crocheted for a good hour just to kind of see if it all melted, I guess, just because I was so just not confident about anything after my liquid lipstick incident here. I guess that's not too bad. Only one thing out of the, what, 2 or 3 new things that I got didn't work. Okay, that's not terrible. The other thing, I actually do have to make a run. Texted me and asked, okay, do you have a clear backpack? Well, I don't know what I need a clear backpack for. So I have a bag. Let me show you that. I got this a long time ago just for this reason. It is super freaking cute. It's the stadium approved bag, clear. It fits my sunscreen, my camera, and just my wallet and everything in here, which is pretty amazing because of how small it is. Okay, but then they got me thinking, yeah, I do actually need a bag. Of course I do, because how am I gonna put my crochet in there? I'm not. It is not gonna fit in there. I did a pre-order for that. They had only 2 in stock, of course. We'll see if that order gets canceled or if I actually can go and pick it up. I don't have a backup for that. So if they don't have it there, just is what it is, and I'm gonna have to get the world's tiniest crochet project, maybe work on a sock or something, I guess, just to have something to do. Little bit of an anxious flyer, not necessarily the flying part, but the day before, really hours before now, where like I should be in bed at this moment in time, so I'm gonna be fresh, ready to go, all excited and have a lot of energy. I also have sleep anxiety, which just the combination of that is a perfect storm, really. I'm not gonna fight it because I know, just with dealing with this, that it would make it a million times worse, and I would just be sitting here thinking and rethinking everything, and then also reprimanding myself of how I should be in bed right now. Do you know what time it is? Yes, I know what time it is. It is 2 in the morning and I need to be up at 4. That is not that many hours, but we're not doing that. So I am wired, obviously, wide awake. Instead of going through the list of everything that I could potentially have forgotten, I'm gonna open up this Fangirl Fiber mail that I got today. I was gonna wait until I got back from my trip as like a, hey, this is fun new project to get started on, because I have packed everything for this trip and I don't want to repack it. And I know that after opening this, I really want to work on it. So this is the Halfway to Halloween fiber kits that Fangirl Fibers came out with. Just arrived this afternoon. Not even lying. I took it out, didn't unbox it, put it in my closet. I was like, don't even open it, Kayla. Like, just don't do it. But we're going to. So I got both of the kits that were available. One was the Jack and Sally one, or I think there's an actual name for it. We Can Live Like Jack and Sally doodle bundle, and it came with a stitch marker. Oh, that was the back of the stitch marker. We have Jack and Sally on the hill. There are 5 mini hanks and 1 big hank. This is a DK weight yarn, which is going to be perfect because I'm going to do the wrap that I normally do, which is a granny square or granny cluster stitch, and then the edging is picot. It just works perfectly for this because every single color has its moment to shine, and this color, which I'm assuming, does it even say on there? No, it doesn't. Just 85% superwash merino wool. Full hank or main hank is 246 yards. The mini hanks are 49 yards, all grand total 491 yards, which makes a nice little wrap. I'm really trying to get as many of these done before October, so that way when I go pumpkin picking and to haunted houses, I can have a bunch of these. I already have the Haunted Mansion theme one. I have a Dark Academia and Amityville, I think, in this one. So basically I could have one at this point for every weekend and put that together with some outfits. Oh, and there's also the little sticker on it. Cute. Jack and Sally bundle. Cute. I'm definitely gonna save that. The stitch markers for sure are gonna come with me. So here is my dilemma, because this would be a perfect project to travel with. I just need to sit down and cake it up, which isn't a problem because I'm up and ready to go anyways. So I think we're just gonna do that and add it in. It's not that much.
I have space in my carry-on still. This next one though, I am not going to take with. This I got specifically to make a pair of socks, and I'm not changing from that. This is the Cause I'm Mr. Oogie Boogie sock set. Yeah, like I can't, well, I mean, I could take my sock knitting machine, but I feel like that might be a bit much. Save that for another time. The neon, okay? This is everything. I didn't really know what to expect with this one. I mean, I knew it was going to be fantastic, whatever came out. Oh, and then the stitch marker is a little Oogie Boogie with some dice. The inspiration picture did have a lot of neons. I didn't really think too much into it though. That was the thing. I just saw Oogie Boogie, saw Jack and Sally, add to cart for both of them. I love this main hank though. That's gonna be really fun to see it all worked up. No, I'm not gonna cake it up. I was gonna say, I have time. Let's just cake both of these up. No, because if I do that, then I for sure am gonna want to take it with, and that's just not happening. Each one of these kits came with the option for a project bag, and I always add that on when Fangirl Fiber has this because the project bags, they're amazing and they sell out. They're never like on the site. Right now, there are some extras on there, but that's always just up in the air. You know, that's never 100% guaranteed. So for Jack and Sally, and it's a drawstring bag, kind of the perfect travel bag too. This is gonna fit in my carry-on and keep everything nice and organized. Now that I have 3 different projects going, yeah, let's see, very easily. I mean, I can fit probably all 3 of my projects in here, but I like keeping them separate. Oogie Boogie. Love this one. Okay, this one is going with me for sure. Well, I guess I could. Okay, so we'll do this one for the Jack and Sally wrap, and this one I will put crop top if I don't finish that within the next couple of hours. Okay, that was fun. That helped my anxiety a little bit too. Just like distract me for a little bit with some new yarn. My crop top, speaking of which, I have the front of it totally finished. I might be adding a little bit more to it. Okay, so the reason I think I might add more is that is where I stopped, and I think we're gonna go a little bit longer. I just wanted to stop and make sure that I liked it before I finished everything up. I think I can decrease it maybe 3 or 4 more rows, make it a little bit longer, a little bit slouchier, but I'm loving how this turned out. This is so freaking pretty. The ends, I think I'm just gonna do half double crochet all the way across. I'm not even gonna take time to weave these in because I just have no interest in that. So we're just gonna keep going from there. Almost finished with the back part. Probably half left. Maybe 2/3. Actually, if I'm gonna make that longer. I haven't even counted the rows yet. But I did this morning while I was having my coffee. Not too bad. It's a project that's going really quick. I did write things down as I went because it was turning out so freaking cute that I was like, okay, I definitely want to make some more of these later when I'm not rushing. And then instead of doing the zigzag stitch to attach my squares together, which I normally do, I just did a single crochet for both of them, and it makes a little bit of a chunky border right here instead of doing the mattress stitch that's flattened with both of these squares. This one, it like folds a little bit, but I like the texture to it. Makes it a little more distressed looking, which that's how I like all of my pieces to be. The bucket hat, that's the only thing that I have not started on yet. Yeah, and I'm just gonna take one of the granny square all-in-one yarn. I was gonna go ahead and make granny squares with it, but first of all, this cotton is really lightweight and airy. It's using a number 2, or like it's a 2 fine, and it's very airy, very drapey, so it would take quite a bit to make the structure that I want from the hat. So I'm just gonna do that one. Also, it's gonna do its own thing. I'm just gonna do my simple bucket hat that starts in the middle. We do a circle, then build down, and then build the brim. Just kind of go, go, go. Oh, which I do need a stitch marker for. So yeah, we're taking both of these. I know that I'm gonna need a project to just kind of zone out in, and this one is getting very close to being finished. That'll be a nice one just to have in hand. And I think that's it. I don't think I'm gonna take anything more. I don't know, that doesn't seem like a lot though. Oh no, because I have this new one. Okay, never mind. I was like, I don't even have an unfinished project, just one? That's wild. No, Kayla, you're gonna need more than that. No, we're fine. We got 2 we're good. Grab a little tea before we have some chat about this entire festival and my incredible crochet pieces. There is not a single outfit that I put together that I was not obsessed with. Just honestly, this is gonna be my wardrobe for the entire summer. I'm amazed that I have any sort of voice left. 3 solid days of cheering and celebrating. The sleep deprivation, it is finally starting to kick in, so my bed is looking amazing over there. But we need to chat about these outfits. So let's start with Friday. I went with this black and red halter top. This is a cotton yarn that has a lot of stretch to it. So perfect for being really hot and sunny out. Layered this on top of a fishnet, wore it with a skirt. It's basically one big granny square that I added a half a granny square on each side and then attached together. Made this about a little over a year ago and haven't really fully got to try it out. On Saturday, went with the neon. Finished this one up with the Lisette fork. I did cotton, the Eddie Bauer cotton for the black, and then the Lion Brand glow in the dark yarn there. Never really got to test out the glowing capability. I mean, I know that it glows, but I didn't get to see it with the entire outfit because this day it rained consistently. So I don't really have any good footage or pictures of this day. Everything was just wet. But Stevie Nicks headlined for this day, so there was not a chance that I was gonna leave without experiencing Stevie Nicks. It drizzled a little bit, and then once she got going, like towards the end of it, total downpour. Just standing there soaked head to toe. I wore a very long, flowy skirt, like a lacy black skirt with this one. As soon as the concert was over, I just wanted to peel everything off. It was like 100 pounds extra because it was so soaked. This is the acrylic yarn from Joanne, the Big Twist yarn in the color slime, of course. Zipper here using the perforated rotary cutter. It held up really well. I wasn't sure. I wasn't very careful with putting it together when I did. Holds up. We'll definitely be making more of these as well. My final outfit I was putting together Sunday morning with my coffee as I was getting ready to go and counting down for the festival. There's a lot of ends that I didn't weave in entirely. I needed to finish a couple rows on the bottom, assemble everything, and weave in. I just ran out of time, but it still worked. This was probably the best for this day too because it was really scorching hot in the morning, but then in the afternoon and evening it was almost a little bit chilly. So going with a crochet t-shirt, fantastic idea. I love this combination of a double crochet with some granny squares on the bottom. This one has also gone through the wash twice. I threw it in the wash before I left, and then now I'm just throwing it in there again just to see kind of how it holds up. I'll probably end up getting a few more colors in this line. In black and white, that's going to be my staple. So I'm thinking maybe some more halter tops. I'm going to try working with that. Obviously more teas. 10 out of 10 would recommend this festival just for the vibes alone. There was such a variety of music. So, like the group that I went with, we all had different likes and dislikes and different genres of music that we really enjoyed, but we constantly found something every single day that we were very excited about. The Struts for me was the band that I had to absolutely see. I mean, there was so many incredible ones, but I love the Struts, and seeing them in person and live was just such a fun experience. But the crowd in general, like all of the attendees, everyone was just chill. I mean, the festival was called Love and Life, and everybody really did reflect that. My neck pillow worked wonderfully. This is something that I'm gonna take with every single time I travel now, because I mean, I was crocheting in just random places, the airport, in the park, in the coffee shops, when I was just downtown walking around. So it was nice to have it with, especially the way that this one is. It has a little dip right here, was perfect for my elbow. So who knew? Neck pillows, it's the next big thing for crocheting and keeping your arms and elbows nice and healthy when you crochet. The cover that I made held up very well too. I was not gentle or careful with this. This was attached onto my suitcase as I was traveling, and then like I said, when I was going from place to place, I just kind of like tossed it in my bag with me, or I hung onto it, set it down quite a bit. Even still, it looks brand new. If I want to change it up, all I did to close it was a little slip stitch. So it's going to be very easy. I put the tail inside here. Like, I didn't weave that part in because eventually I am going to have to change this, like wear and tear, or I'm going to have to pull it off to wash it. I didn't want to make it impossible for me to take off and then put back on if I wanted to. So both of these sides, they have the ends just tucked in here with the red heart granny square all-in-one yarn. Didn't end up finishing this one, but this was just a for me to keep my hands busy type of project. I mean, it's basically finished. I just have probably 6 more rows for the actual brim part of it, and then we're good. I thought I wanted to make this to have done for Friday, Saturday, something during the festival. My head would have just been boiling. Like, I am very glad that I did not have a hat any single day. Lots of sunscreen on the parts that were exposed, but yeah, a hat would have been way too warm. Now back here in Minnesota though, I want to finish this up because it's going to be a fantastic springtime project. I love the way the stripes came out with it, and I still stand by I actually enjoy this quite a bit, even when I'm not making granny squares, because if I wanted to achieve this, I would have had to bring a couple of different skeins of yarn, where here it's genuinely all in one, and it makes the design for me. So for travel, I'm still saying this is amazing. If you haven't tried it yet, I mean, it's been out for a while, but give it a go. 100% acrylic. Uses a 5mm or 5.5mm crochet hook. I think that's what I did. And every time I start a new project with this, I get a different color combination depending on where I start with it. On Sunday, I was able to stop at the local yarn shop, Charlotte Yarn, and check out what they had. Incredibly lucky because they are not normally open on Sundays. It's only the first Sunday of the month. On Thursday, I felt like I had plenty of time to go there and everything, but once the festival got going, it's just, you know how it happens. There's a lot of things going on, and also I was up rather late and then up super early in the morning. There wasn't a lot of time for it, but on Sunday I was like, oh my gosh, I need to go. I have to stop at Charlotte Yarn. I would have been so sad if I wouldn't have. Such a cute yarn shop. They had quite a bit of local yarn, which is what I snagged. Oh, and also this, which is going to become a new thing for me. It's a little bracelet to hold stitch markers, and obviously I had to grab a Charlotte Yarn stitch marker. This one is for knitting, but I'm just going to switch this out and put my level back clasp on it so that way I can use it for crochet too. Now when I travel, I am going to make sure to look for their specific stitch markers, which most of the shops that I go to, they have some sort of something that at least has their name on it. I would love it if it had the name of the town. I mean, this happened to be called Charlotte Yarn, so of course it's gonna have the name of the town there. But anyways, I'm just gonna keep on building to this. It's gonna be a staple in my wardrobe too. I like how secure it is. You have to like wrap it around a couple of times. I did wear it to the festival on Sunday even. I didn't have to worry about losing anything. Knew that on Sunday, the musicians that were playing, it was a little more laid back, little mellow type of vibes that were going on. I figured there was gonna be spots for me to crochet. On Saturday, I mean, the Struts, and then also Friday, Post Malone. I was up, I was moving, I was dancing, I was doing stuff. Sunday was definitely a mellow day. I was able to find a little tiny table that had, there was like Diet Coke that they had there and also other drinks and stuff. Just kind of parked there and listened to the music, worked up a project with the new Charlotte yarn. Another thing that was amazing is that they caked up my yarn for me. I thought I was gonna have to spend so much time caking up 3 hanks of yarn, and we all know how long that takes, so the fact that they offered that service was so freaking kind. I did end up bringing both of these project bags, even though I said I was only gonna bring one. I'm very glad that I brought both of them. Easy for me to have my current project going in one bag, so like when I was on the flight, I knew exactly where everything was. I didn't have to dig around for it. And then this one, it's just kind of like my catch-all. I had a ton of yarn in here, bunch of projects that I started up that I never finished. Okay, but here is, oh, granny squares. White yarn with pops of neon on it caught my attention immediately. This is from Native Fibers, hand dyed in Charlotte, North Carolina. They had a ton of different stuff just from this creator, but the neon, it really got me. The colorway name is Melt With You, and I know that it's supposed to be like a romantic type of thing, but all I could think is just, okay, melt with me at the festival because it's so freaking hot. And that was the hottest day on Sunday. Just melted immediately as soon as I got there. I was like, I have yarn. It's superwash merino wool. We're excited about this. I did also get some cotton, put it together. So beautiful. Okay, this one is the Eddie Bauer cotton actually, because I wanted it to go with this weight. Chatting with the people there, I just grabbed something that was cotton. I didn't really look at it too close, and the cotton that I grabbed is a little bit thicker, but I still love it. Do I have the tag for it? More granny squares. I don't really know what I'm gonna do with these, but I mean, I have them. It was fun to work up, and since it's a small project, you know, it's easy. And then we like sat, watched another band, picked all my stuff up, watched another one. 100% organic cotton, and it was, how many yards? 164 yards. So I got 2 of these in the color black. My intentions was to put it together with this, but it definitely uses a 5.5. I don't even know if it says the weight on the back here. It probably did. I just wasn't looking too close. I could probably start doing the decrease now and we'd be good. I worked this up at the festival and then also on the flight home. Another project that I started, I wanted to hold the 2 together to make an even quicker project. 6.5 millimeter crochet hook for this one. I did start the back. I am gonna do the granny square on the bottom, but I think I'm just gonna do black. I don't know, or maybe I'll just keep going with this and make one solid piece. That would honestly be easier. I'm basically done with the front panel. The back panel, not so much. I only have this done. And the neon, it is just everything. If you're ever in Charlotte, absolutely check out Charlotte Yarn. This is a must-see, must-stop yarn shop for me. But one thing that I didn't get started on was my actual Nightmare Before Christmas project from Fangirl Fibers. It made it all the way there and then all the way back home, and I never worked on it. Sometimes that happens. It served its purpose though. It kept me busy while I was up and not doing anything. I would say I'm gonna start on this today, but that would probably be a lie because I'm getting very tired. So yeah, that'll be a maybe tomorrow morning with my coffee type of project. I keep saying how the vibes of this festival was just spot on and mellow, and everyone was very happy just to be there. Sunday, that was made very clear since I had my crochet with me. No one was looking weird at it or anything. They're just like very interested in it, wanted to chat yarn, and I will chat yarn all day, every day. Being able to listen to live music, crochet up some pieces, and chat about yarn, favorite day by far. I am officially going to get some sleep now, rest, rejuvenate, and get ready for my next festival. Many, many more ideas to come, and now I have all the yarn, so it's just a matter of me getting some sleep and getting this creativity out of my brain and making the pieces a reality. Thanks for hanging out with me, checking out all my crochet pieces for festival season, which is only just beginning. Have a fantastically killer rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.